Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome back to your go-to source for everything Dallas Cowboys. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been quietly shaping the way fans experience football. And it's about the narrative surrounding America's team over the years. There's been a shift in how stories about the Cowboys are told. And understanding that shift is essential if you want to separate meaningful analysis from manufactured drama for anyone following the team closely. It's become clear that a growing number of reports focus more on conflict, negativity, or controversy than on actual football performance. What's happening on the field often takes a backseat to stories designed to provoke reaction. And as a result, the perception of the Cowboys can become skewed for those who rely solely on these reports. The landscape of sports coverage today is complex. There's a rising emphasis on sensationalism, where every gesture, interview, or reaction can be reframed as evidence of conflict or failure. Positive moments, small victories, or thoughtful strategic decisions are sometimes minimized or criticized simply because they don't fit a preconceived narrative. This trend is noticeable not only online, but also in mainstream reporting, where commentary often blurs the line between opinion and fact. Fans are left trying to sift through layers of interpretation, agendas, and assumptions, looking for the real story behind the headlines. What should be straightforward coverage of games, player performance, and team progress has become a minefield of analysis that can misrepresent reality. Within the Cowboys community, this dynamic has become particularly apparent. Coverage sometimes seems less focused on football and more on creating tension or drama. There's a type of reporting that thrives on fan frustration, leveraging our passion to drive clicks and engagement rather than delivering clarity or insight. When every action is scrutinized through a lens of suspicion, it diminishes the joy of following the team. Genuine achievements get overshadowed, and moments that should be celebrated become opportunities for skepticism. For fans, this approach is exhausting. It forces us to constantly defend our excitement and justify our support, rather than simply enjoying the team's successes and progress. Accountability in reporting is another major aspect of this conversation. Too often, gestures meant to highlight dedication, resilience, or teamwork are twisted into controversy or questioned unnecessarily. A coach offering encouragement, a player demonstrating leadership, or a team executing a smart strategy can be misrepresented, feeding into narratives that emphasize criticism over celebration. The same outlets that highlight minor conflicts are quick to turn even the most positive developments into fodder for skepticism. This creates a paradox where the very moments that should inspire discussion, admiration, and community pride instead become opportunities for debate and doubt. The effect of this type of coverage goes beyond perception. It influences fan culture and overall engagement with the team. When reporting prioritizes conflict over context, fans can start to view every development with suspicion. Routine interviews, locker room interactions, or even post-game reactions are examined for hints of discord, exaggerating normal team dynamics into supposed scandals. The consequence is a shift in the fan experience from one of enthusiasm, connection, and shared pride to one of defensiveness, frustration, and skepticism. Those who follow the Cowboys closely recognize the difference between coverage that informs and coverage that manipulates. This distinction is becoming more important as fans navigate the crowded media landscape surrounding the team. Independent voices have emerged as a counterbalance to these trends, offering analysis rooted in fact, context, and genuine insight. These creators focus on explaining strategy, evaluating performance, and highlighting meaningful developments without manufacturing drama. By breaking down trades, analyzing off-season moves, or providing context for in-game decisions, independent analysts empower fans to understand the team more fully. Their approach reinforces the value of informed discussion and demonstrates that reporting can be both engaging and responsible. When fans support these voices, they contribute to a healthier media ecosystem, one that prioritizes clarity over controversy and substance over sensationalism. Positivity, when applied thoughtfully, can also shape perception in profound ways. Recognizing achievements, acknowledging growth, and celebrating excellence provides balance in a reporting climate often dominated by negativity. When players step up, rookies exceed expectations, or coaches execute creative game plans, these moments deserve thoughtful analysis, not dismissal. Amplifying positive narratives fosters fan engagement, enhances community spirit, and emphasizes the aspects of football that make following the Cowboys so compelling. It also offers players recognition for their work, reinforcing the idea that the team's success is a shared achievement, not just a subject for critique. This perspective becomes even more significant when considering the broader influence of media on fan culture. Every article, segment, or post contributes to how the team is perceived nationally, locally, and within the fan base. Negative narratives can exaggerate minor issues, creating unnecessary tension and eroding trust. While informed reporting builds understanding, pride, and loyalty, fans are increasingly aware of the distinction between these types of coverage, and their engagement directly impacts which narratives gain traction. By supporting content that values accuracy and thoughtful insight, the community can encourage higher standards in sports reporting. Trades, signings, and strategic decisions provide a clear example of the difference between constructive analysis and sensationalized reporting. In some reports, a trade might be portrayed as chaotic or indicative of dysfunction, while an informed breakdown focuses on the player's fit, the team's long-term strategy, and the impact on season objectives. Similarly, contract decisions and draft picks are best understood in the context of roster construction and future potential, rather than through alarmist framing. This type of coverage not only informs fans but elevates discussions, helping the community engage with the team on a deeper level, and reinforcing a culture of appreciation and knowledge rather than reactionary skepticism. The way media frames player behavior also has lasting effects. Athletes are more than statistics or social media highlights. They are human beings navigating the pressures of professional sports. Misrepresentation of minor conflicts, interviews, or emotional moments can distort the perception of a locker room, leadership, or player character. Sensationalized reporting often overshadows genuine development, leadership, and teamwork, creating a distorted lens through which fans view the team. By contrast, thoughtful coverage that acknowledges challenges while highlighting growth and resilience helps fans understand the real dynamics behind the headlines and fosters a more authentic connection with the team. Independent creators increasingly serve as a bridge between the team and its supporters. Free from corporate constraints or sensationalist imperatives, they provide clarity, context, and transparency. Their work demonstrates that it is possible to report on the Cowboys in a way that educates, entertains, and unites the fan base rather than creating division. By analyzing strategy, celebrating achievements, and explaining player development, independent voices encourage engagement that is both meaningful and rewarding. They remind fans that following the Cowboys can be as much about understanding and connection as it is about emotion or reaction. Building on this idea, it is clear that the interaction between media and fans does more than inform, it shapes the overall culture around the Cowboys. Every share, comment, and reaction amplifies certain narratives over others, and fans have more power than they often realize. When sensationalized or negative stories dominate the discussion, they reinforce an environment where suspicion, frustration, and cynicism thrive. On the other hand, when fans choose to engage with content that is thoughtful, analytical, and grounded in fact, it encourages reporting that prioritizes insight over drama. This subtle shift in engagement has the potential to reshape the way the entire Cowboys community experiences news, discussion, and fan interaction, promoting a culture that values depth, context, and understanding. The influence of independent analysts and creators cannot be overstated. Unlike traditional media, which may be constrained by outdated norms or sensationalist pressures, these voices operate with freedom, focusing on the game itself rather than creating controversy. They break down plays, evaluate coaching strategies, and contextualize team decisions in ways that traditional reporting often overlooks. By doing so, they foster a more informed fan base that can appreciate both individual and team achievements while maintaining perspective on broader league dynamics. In turn, this type of reporting encourages constructive conversations among fans, emphasizing analysis over opinion-driven conflict, which ultimately strengthens the sense of community and shared understanding. One key area where this approach makes a tangible difference is in player evaluation and team development. In traditional coverage, a player's struggles or mistakes can be blown out of proportion, creating unnecessary pressure and misrepresenting overall performance. By contrast, thoughtful analysis focuses on growth, adaptation, and contribution within the team's broader system. Fans can gain a more accurate picture of how a player fits into the roster, what improvements are being made, and how individual development impacts team performance. This perspective not only enhances appreciation for the sport itself, but also fosters respect for the athletes who are often unfairly judged by fragmented or sensationalized narratives. Similarly, coverage of coaching decisions can be more meaningful when approached with nuance. Every call, adjustment, or strategic choice has context, whether it's the timing of a substitution, a defensive alignment, or an offensive scheme. Sensationalist reporting may frame mistakes as catastrophic or imply dysfunction where none exists. Thoughtful coverage, however, examines the reasoning behind the decision, considers variables like opponent tendencies and player health, and evaluates potential long-term implications. This approach allows fans to see the strategic depth of the game, appreciate coaching ingenuity, and understand that not every setback represents failure. It also reinforces the importance of informed analysis over reactionary criticism, which can distort perception and erode enjoyment of the sport. Trade decisions, free agent signings, and draft picks also benefit from careful, contextual reporting. When a player is acquired or moved, the implications for team chemistry, roster construction, and long-term strategy are critical to understand. Sensationalized coverage often exaggerates drama, framing routine moves as chaos or signaling major internal issues. In contrast, reporting that emphasizes rationale, strategy, and fit allows fans to engage with the team's decision-making intelligently, appreciating the thought process behind each action. This fosters a more mature conversation within the community, helping fans separate hype from reality and understand the actual impact of each roster change. Fan engagement plays a central role in shaping these narratives. By supporting content that prioritizes fact over opinion and insight over conflict, the Cowboys community can influence which stories gain traction. Every like, share, and comment acts as a signal of value, guiding content creators and platforms toward meaningful reporting rather than manufactured drama. Over time, this collective action can elevate the standard of coverage, encouraging transparency, accuracy, and thoughtfulness. Fans are not passive observers, they are active participants in shaping the conversation, determining which voices are amplified and which narratives dominate. Recognizing this power is essential for fostering a healthier media environment around the team. Another crucial aspect of reporting is how it frames team culture. The Dallas Cowboys have a rich history of leadership, perseverance, and achievement, and these elements deserve to be highlighted alongside performance metrics. Sensationalist narratives often emphasize conflict, tension, or off-field drama, overshadowing the values, dedication, and camaraderie that define the organization. Thoughtful reporting contextualizes these elements, giving fans insight into the team's internal dynamics, leadership structures, and approach to building cohesion. This kind of coverage not only informs but strengthens the bond between fans and the organization, fostering appreciation for both individual and collective accomplishments. Before we roll on, subscribe to Cowboys Wire News, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Your support keeps the Dallas Cowboys updates coming. Tell us what you think in the comments. The NFL world is once again on edge after a bombshell complaint from the Dallas Cowboys has ignited a firestorm across the league. Sources suggest the Cowboys have formally requested the league to investigate a controversial incident that reportedly took place during a recent game, and insiders claim the repercussions could be severe, while details remain scarce. Newly surfaced footage has already sent shockwaves through social media, fueling speculation among fans and analysts alike. According to those familiar with the matter, the images show moments that could constitute violations of league rules, raising questions about player conduct, officiating, and even team strategy. The league, under increasing scrutiny, has promised a thorough review, but with no official comment on potential penalties yet. Speculation is rampant. Industry observers are already debating the possible sanctions, ranging from hefty fines to suspensions. Though nothing is confirmed, the Cowboys' complaint, reportedly filed immediately after the game, underscores growing concerns about consistency in officiating and the integrity of competition. Fans are dissecting frame-by-frame footage, sharing clips online, and generating a flurry of theories. Some believe the league may be forced to take unprecedented action to maintain credibility, while others argue that the images might be misinterpreted, and that the full context could change the narrative entirely. Veteran commentators have weighed in, suggesting that the controversy could spark a wider debate on the NFL's disciplinary processes, potentially influencing how future incidents are handled. Meanwhile, team insiders are said to be preparing for what could be a contentious review process, with strategies to defend or mitigate potential repercussions. As the rumor mill heats up, social media platforms are flooded with hot takes, memes, and predictions. Fans of the Cowboys, in particular, are vocal about demanding accountability, while opposing supporters warn against jumping to conclusions. With the league promising action but keeping specifics under wraps, the anticipation has reached a fever pitch, leaving everyone to wonder what the fallout will be and whether this episode could change the way the NFL manages controversial plays forever. That's a wrap from Cowboys Wire News. For breaking Cowboys updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Tell us your take in the comments.